Hello world and welcome to Monty Makes Games. Today we are going to use Unity's new input system. Oh no! Not to crash our rocket ship, but to make an on-screen joystick. My name is Monty and I make games. Let's go! Let's see if we can add an on-screen joystick in under 5 minutes. Firstly, we'll need something to grab, so let's go to Canvas. We'll go UI and add an image. Now let's take our image, we'll anchor it to the bottom left of our screen, and if we do Alt and click it, it'll actually move it there for us as well. Let's move it up a little bit. Let's change this so it's not a square. I'm just going to use a built-in sprite called knob. There we go. And then to this, we add a component from the Unity input system called on-screen stick. There we go. Now if we run this, our on-screen stick is already working, but it's doing absolutely nothing for our player. Let's clean up. Give this a name that makes sense. We'll call it Joystick. Go there. Let's move over to our editor window over here. First thing we do is we go down here. We go to Create. And we do an input actions asset. So let's create that. We'll call this rocket actions. Double click that, add an action map to it. Call that rocket actions as well. Take this new action. We'll rename this to move because that's what we want to do with our rocket. Go enter. Then we go to our action type and set it as value because we want a range of values and we want them to be in the form of vector 2 because a joystick moves up, down, left, right. In other words, that's 2 axes. Now that we have that sorted out, we're going to go here and we say add binding. I don't need the second binding for now, so we'll just delete. Let's choose a path for our binding. We're going to go to joystick and stick. Easy peasy. Close this down, save it, close. Now we need to get to our player. On the player, first thing we do is we add a player input. This is also from the Unity input package. Go player input. Now on the player input, you'll see we need an actions asset. So we grab the rocket actions that we created, put it there. And now we need to do a little something on our script for the player before we go on. So on my player, I put a player mover script, which is over here. And if we edit that, we need to add a vector 2, which is our movement vector. That's going to match the input from our stick. And I've added a float for speed, which is going to determine how fast we go. Then we go down to update and we just say transform.position plus equals move vector. You'll see that I've taken my 2D move vector and cast it to a vector 3. That's because transform.position needs a vector 3, but we're only getting a vector 2 from the input. So that Z is only going to turn into a 0 and we're good to go. Next up, you'll see we have a public function called move input. Move input takes one parameter, which is an input action callback context, which is part of the Unity input system. Here you'll see we set move vector equals context dot action, which is the action, which is move in this case. Read value, we're reading a vector2 from it, multiplied by the speed variable that we've set, and multiply that by time.delta time, because we always want to be frame rate independent. Okay, so we save that. We jump back into the editor. Now, in the editor, we want to grab an action for this. We go down to our player input, behavior. We don't want to send messages. We want to invoke an event. So we click invoke Unity event. Go to events. Go to rocket actions, which is part of this. And we see move. And that takes callback context as a parameter. So we grab our rocket, pull it over here, and go player mover, move input. Very convenient. Now on our joystick, we set our control path to be the same as the control path that we set for move. So that would be joystick, stick, and we should be done. Let's play. And that's it. That's how you do an on-screen joystick in under 5 minutes. If you like what I did here, click that like and subscribe. For now, I'm Moni, and I'm saying goodbye.